It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Hello and welcome to CVC Colonial Division Baseball here on the WBCB Sports Network, where today we feature a matchup of two teams looking to rise in the middle of the divisional standings between the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs and the Nottingham Northstars. Hello and welcome, everybody. My name's Jordan Hirsch. I'm alongside the Mercer County Hall of Famer, Rich Fisher, for today's game. Fish, great to be back with you. We've got a great matchup, really some all-around great matchups going on around Mercer County today, but these two teams currently slotted 3rd and 5th in the divisional standings, and with a win today, both could make some significant moves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. Nottingham's coming in here with a better record at 5-5, but Hopewell's on a little bit more of a roll. They're 3-5-1, but it's won 2 out of their last 3, and Nottingham has lost 3 of their last 4. The pitching matchup, pretty interesting. We have 2 hurlers, both making their first starts of the season, and between the two of them, they've only thrown a combined 9 innings. Hopewell's Lucas Emmer, 0-2 with a 3.71 ERA. He suffered relief losses to Rancocas Valley and Heightstown in his last 2 appearances, but really the RV loss was his only bad outing. He allowed 4 walks and 4 hits and 2 1/3 innings. His only other career start, he beat Robbinsville with 4 1/3 strong innings last May, so Hopewell's hoping he can have a little bit of that starting magic back again today. Nottingham counters with sophomore Alex Alonzo. He's made 2 appearances this year, 1 good, 1 not so good. He allowed 1 hit and no runs in 2 1/3 innings in a win over Florence, but gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 runs in 1 inning against Notre Dame. Both guys may have a few butterflies, Jordan, and considering that they're making their first starts, you know, a key to survive is do well in those early innings. Don't overthrow. Most importantly, throw strikes. See if you can settle in. They're both, I guess if you want to call it an advantage, they're going against 2 teams that are struggling offensively. Hopewell's batting .235 as a team. And but they are coming off a season high at 10 hits over Princeton. So I'm sure first-year coach Chris Smolka hoping that could be the start of something big for his lineup. They have a big hitter in Jacob Shin, and Chase Garrow's also batting over 300. But the rest of the team has really struggled with a collective average of 190. And Nottingham comes in here with a really young team. It includes 4 sophomores and 4 freshmen. They have also scuffled at the plate down in the 230s. They have 3 300 hitters in Adam Lipman, Brandon Regas, and Austin Wright. But the rest of their team's hitting 176. So, I mean, I think a key is for these young, kind of, I don't want to call them inexperienced starters, but, these starters getting their first start, settle in, throw strikes, and these offenses have to start getting some production up and down the lineup. You can't just have 2-3 guys and that's it. So, and with that, we have the national anthem.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you. in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. 1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Today's game on WBCB is being brought to you by Team Toyota, Kessel Dermatology, the Capital Health System, the Revere Restaurant, the New Jersey Education Association, Saul Funeral Homes, the Hamilton Township Division of Health, Blend Restaurant, the Hamilton Township Education Association, Haldeman Ford, the Trenton Thunder, the Italian People's Bakery, the Trentonian, Hyundai of Trenton, the Hamilton Area YMCA, Chris Auto Body, and Mako of Ewing. Getting you set for first pitch here at Nottingham High School, taking a look at the way the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs line up this afternoon. It'll be Jacob Shin, the third baseman, leading it off, followed by first baseman Blake Echternock and shortstop Chase Garrow. The center fielder Owen Lengel bats fourth, followed by designated hitter Liam Norton and right fielder Tyler Yadamick. The bottom three, the catcher Ryan Ottebre, second baseman Dean Mantuano, and left fielder Gavin McCaffrey. And Fish, like you mentioned in the pregame, they're going to be opposed by Alex Alonso, the sophomore, making his third appearance, first start of the season. For Alonso so far this year, just 3 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He's struck out 1, he's walked 3. That's good for a 4.20 ERA. So obviously, Fish, not a lot of sample size for Alonso, but you take a look at that number in the strikeout category, just 1. Got to believe the Nottingham defense is going to have to be on their toes today.
Yeah, it looks like he's a contact pitcher, and like you said, you got to be on your toes, got to make the plays. Always important. When you got a guy that doesn't get a lot of swings and misses, you got to make the plays. It's imperative.
Yeah, and taking a look at the way that Hopewell Valley is going to start it off, they have an overall batting average of just 235. In fact, both teams come in with that same average, 235. But at the top of the order, you see Jacob Shin, Blake Echternock, and Chase Garrow. Got to believe Chris Skolka is going to take that top 3 against pretty much anybody in Mercer County, and he's going to be relying on them as we head towards the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you want to try to strike fast because after that there's a big fall off. So, you got seeing that with a few teams around the league this year. They're loaded at the top, but really drop off after that. Now that the warm weather's here, you might see a little bit more guys hitting things like that. It's a little better to hit in the hot weather, that's for sure.
Well, Jacob Shin digs in to lead it off. Shin enters this game batting .448, tops on the team by a pretty wide margin. And the first pitch is a breaking ball over on the inside corner for a called strike.
Yeah, nice start.
Jacob Shin, the team leader in average, slugging percentage, doubles, singles, hits, runs, and at-bats. The 0-1 is rocketed foul down the right field line, and it's 0-2. For Shin this season, he's gotten hot as of late, a guy that's really played well the entire year, but he's 6 for his last 10, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored in a current 3-game hit streak. No batting gloves today for the righty Shin, and he takes the 0-2 pitch down and away for ball 1.
Umpires today, Jim Peterson out at first base, and I've only seen him from the back so far, but I think it's Tommy Argerio behind home plate. If I get a look at him from the front, I will correct myself.
I'll tell you what, Fish, you're typically spot on with calling out these umpires. I think that would be quite impressive if you could get somebody just from looking at them from behind. 1-2 to Shin. Swing and a miss.
Oh.
So Alex Alonso picks up his first strikeout of the day, and there's 1 down.
That's quite a start for the young pitcher, striking out a 400 hitter. Nearly a 500 hitter.
Baseman number 15, Blake Echternock.
That's some good breaking stuff there.
Alonso just doubled his strikeout total for the year with that one.
Yeah.
So here's Blake Echternock. Echternock this season hitting .250. Still doesn't have a multi-hit game, as that one's taken up and away, ball 1.
Echternock is Bulldogs' main pitcher, you look at their stats, he's got the brunt of the innings pitched.
Count no balls and 1 strike. As he sends this one out towards right center field. Moving over on it is Luca Gaglione, and he puts it away in the alley for the second out.
Nice jump on that ball by Gaglione. For a second, I thought it might have had a chance to drop, but...
Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Chase Garrow.
Nottingham outfielders not playing all that deep in what's a very wide-ranging outfield. It's 430 to straightaway center. As the batter now, Chase Garrow, the shortstop. The first pitch he sees squares and takes up and away.
Yeah, you don't see many home runs go out that way. You do see him, if you get the right wind, you do see him go over that left field fence out on the Hamilton Avenue. Call it an Eat Good wind, since it blows out towards Eat Good Bakery.
1-0 pitch is fly that way, foul and out of play. Wind today blowing slightly in from right field.
Yeah, it's more like a breeze, I guess, than a wind. I don't know, those flags look like they're blowing. They start and then they stop.
1-1 to Garrow is taken outside, ball 2. Chase Garrow, another one of these guys at the top of the order in a 3-game hit streak. He's 5 for his last 9, and when he's gotten on base, he's wreaked havoc. 4 stolen bases in his last 3 games. Went 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored in Hopewell Valley's win over Princeton on Tuesday. Finds himself ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, that's what, when guys get on base, that's when younger pitchers, you got to watch out for them, because they start to, you know, when they're in a groove.
As Garrow draws ball 4.
Now. Like you said, he's been stealing bases, and, you know.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1.
Will Alonso, you know, pay attention to the batter, or will he let the runner distract him a little bit? Sometimes these guys slow up their pace.
Here's Owen Lengel, the center fielder. I'll tell you what, Fish, Nottingham must not want to face Chase Garrow that much. He walked 3 times last season when these 2 teams met. He's aboard with a free pass to start today, and it's 1 ball and no strikes now to Lengel. Owen Lengel collected his first multi-hit game of the season on Tuesday with a 2 for 4 effort. Saw him drive in a run and score 2 of his own. 1-0 from Alonso, breaks out the slide step and misses down and away.
Garrow showed no indication of running on those first 2 pitches.
One of the better stolen base guys in the conference, Owen Lengel, is up at bat. There goes Garrow, pitches inside, throw down to second, not nearly in time. He continues that highway robbery out on the base paths. Stolen base number 5 in his last 4. And that moves Garrow into scoring position, and now a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Lengel.
Interesting. Something you'll see guys run on 0-2 with 2 outs. I was a little surprised he ran on 2-0 there, but run he did, and he is on second.
Yeah, and Garrow, gotta believe, feeling quite confident now the way he's been able to steal some of these bases this last week.
Yeah, for sure. He's got those long legs once he gets going.
Well, speaking of steals, Owen Lengel, that 2 for 4 outing on Tuesday, he also stole quite his fair share of bases. Stole 3 on Tuesday for the 2nd time this year. 3rd time in his career he's done that. As Alonso's done a nice job to come back and even this count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pitch looked a little inside from up here.
Alonso got the call, and now he'll step off. Alex Alonso looking for his 2nd strikeout of the inning, looking to work his way around the runner on second. The 2-2 pitch.
Ooh.
Breaking ball that perhaps slipped out of his hands as it sailed over the head of Lengel, and it's 3-2. Hopewell team that coming off a win on Tuesday, they haven't won back-to-back games all year, entering at 3-5-1. 3-2 is chopped foul. We'll do it again.
Lengel waited and waited on that ball, on that pitch, and turned on it but pulled it foul.
Yeah, Alonso just a sophomore, not a guy that's really going to turn up the velocity.
As we've seen so far, a lot of off speed.
On a 3-2, Lengel sends this one foul and out of play. Nolan Farr is going to give it a look.
Good at bat here for Lengel. Making Alonso work. Wasted a couple of full count pitches. Got to make him keep those strikes.
Guerra out there at second. And the 8th pitch of this at-bat coming here. Ground ball up the middle, ranging to his right is Miller. He's got it. Long throw to first, and it's not in time. Good base running by Guerra. He slides home safely. Chase Guerra just kept on going around third, and that's the first run of this game. It's 1-0 Hopewell Valley.
Yeah, that was really heads up. I think he was getting waved all the way, too, by Chris Smolka down in third base. But, I mean,
Now
yeah,
batting
because
the
the ball
designated
wasn't
hitter,
hit
number 44,
super
Liam
hard. And, you know, then he had to range over to his right. Miller had to get over to his right to get it. And by the time he made the throw, Garrow was about a third of the way around the bag already just on that part. So, nice job. Infield RBI single from second base.
And this one's rocketed into right field. It drops in front of Gaglione. 3 consecutive base runners now for Hopewell Valley. They've got second and first, and here comes Tyler Yadamick as Liam Norton is 1 for 1.
What a great at-bat
Now
by
batting
Owen
the right
Lengel.
fielder, number 7, Tyler
Forcing the
Yadamick.
full count, wasting a couple pitches, and getting a pitch he liked, putting it up the middle. I mean, Miller did everything he could on the play. There was nothing more he could do.
So Yadamick now with a chance to extend this 2-out rally. Both runners go. Pitch is low. It gets away. And a pair of easy stolen bases for Lengel and Norton, and they're both in scoring position. I'll tell you what, Liam Norton on that last at-bat didn't wait around. He came into this game 0 for his last 11 and 1 for his last 18. He liked the first pitch he saw.
Right. Did you say they were running on that pitch?
Yeah, they were going
Okay.
before the ball had gotten away.
Still writing in my scorebook.
0-1 from Alonso is popped up, right side of the infield. Miller is over, so is Farr, and he puts it away. Looked a little awkward going back on that, but was able to snare it, and the damage is limited to just 1 run. It's 1 run on 2 hits and 2 left for Hopewell Valley. They're on top 1-0. We'll head to the bottom of the first here on WBCB.
Hi, I'm Sean Spiller, President of the New Jersey Education Association. On behalf of the 200,000 educators in all of our public schools, we wish all of our student athletes the very best luck in today's competition. We would also like to recognize the students in our public schools who participate in extracurricular activities, like the school play, robotics class, or the marching band. New Jersey schools are #1 in the nation. When parents, schools, and educators work together, our students are the winners. New Jersey Education Association supports our great public schools.
Since 1899, proud to be a part of your greater Hamilton Township community is Saul Funeral Home. Saul Funeral Home is a 4th-generation family-owned business that proudly supports our community and has guided families in Mercer County when they need it the most. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Homes are proud to sponsor today's game and hopes you enjoy it. We go to the bottom of the first here from Nottingham. 1-0 Hopewell Valley on top, and now it's the Northstars' turn up at bat. Let's take a look at the way they line up today. It's Austin Wright, the catcher, leading it off, followed by shortstop Aiden Littman and center fielder Brandon Regas. The first baseman Nick Gaglione, he bats 4th, followed by the pitcher Alex Alonso and right fielder Luca Gaglione. The bottom 3, the second baseman Ethan Miller, followed by third baseman Nolan Farr and left fielder Luke Formica. And they're taking on Lucas Hemmer for Hopewell Valley, who comes into this game just 5 2/3 innings. He's given up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 4, and struck out 4 to the tune of a .371 ERA. Hemmer was last in action not that long ago, on Monday, in fact. In a 5-3 loss against Hightstown, he went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. 1 of them was earned. Didn't strike out or walk anybody.
Well, I'm not sure who the home plate umpire is, but he's nowhere near Tommy Argerio after he turned around, so sorry about that. It is still Jim Peterson down at first base.
I'll tell you what, Fish, I was rooting for you. I was hoping that you would be able to guess the umpire without even looking at his face.
Number 5, Lucas Hemmer.
Oh, he has the same short kind
Leading off
of
the North
haircut
Stars,
in the
the catcher,
back,
number
but
3,
about the
Austin
same
Wright.
size, but not even close when he turned around.
So leading it off for Nottingham will be Austin Wright, the catcher. Wright this season as a freshman, leading the team in at-bats. 4 multi-hit games in his last 6. He's really turned it on these last couple of weeks. 9 for his last 20. As the first pitch he sees is a fastball that rides high for ball 1.
Well, you know, they're giving a lot of these young guys a lot of playing time. And, you know, one of the big problems for Nottingham is numbers. They only have 24 guys in the whole program. So today, there's got 2 quick strikes after that first ball. Today, Nottingham has just one sub. So a lot of guys got to do a lot of different things. They got to be flexible, play different positions, got to be able to throw.
Well, there you go. Wright lines it down the left field line. It's going to roll towards that corner. He hits first and heads for second, and he's aboard with a leadoff double. So Austin Wright continues his hot hitting. It's his 10th hit in his last 5 games, and he's at second now for Aiden Lippman.
Ooh, man, he is on fire.
Now batting the shortstop, number 20, Aiden Lippman.
And for a guy who was way late on that first fastball, gets to 2 strikes, then ropes one down the line.
We got Aiden Lippman. He's been their most consistent hitter all year.
Yeah, Lippman, he's the team leader in a bunch of categories, including average and slugging percentage, hitting .375 this year. Down low for ball 1. Team leader also in stolen bases, walks, doubles, singles, hits, and at-bats.
He had a pretty good year last year. I mean, you know, he was kind of, you know, there are a lot of seniors last year, so he could just be comfortable, you know, not being in the forefront. And he had a nice little year, about, I think, 304 or 306. And this year, you know, he has to produce. He's one of only 2 seniors on the team, you know, and he's doing a job, 375.
Got the count even at a ball and a strike. As he fights this one off and hits it foul, it's 1-2. Yeah, Aiden Lippman, certainly the best season of his career. He's reached base safely in 8 of 10 games this year. Got off to a sizzling start. He was 10 for 21 through his first 6 games, including a 4-hit effort. Since he's just 2 for his last 11, so he's come back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, but he's in the last 2 games, I think he's gone 1 for 3 in each of the last 2, so he hasn't totally gone off the cliff, but he struck out there.
Yeah, goes down swinging on a nice-looking breaking ball from Hemmer. And there's one down, and here comes Brandon Regas.
The other senior on the team.
The only 2 seniors in this starting lineup. 4 of the 9 regulars for Nottingham are underclassmen. First pitch to Regas is a strike on the outside corner. You take a look at the way they line up. It goes freshman, senior, senior, junior, then sophomore, freshman, junior, sophomore, junior.
Yeah. And yet they're 5-5.
Hemmer's 0-1. Check swing, chopper towards short. Garrow charges, takes it on a pair of hops, and throws to first in time. Up to third base goes Wright, and there's 2 away.
I mean, people got to start noticing Charlie Icano as one of the
the
better head coaches in this league. You know, he's scratched out 5 wins so far with an unbelievably young team that has no depth. And last year, these guys started 0-5, and you know that season could have just gone off the rails quick. And he got the boys together and ended up winning 16 of their last 18 games. It was unbelievable.
The batter now, Nick Gaglione, who was part of that squad last year. He takes up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Runner over at third, and the 1-0 from Hemmer, swing and a miss.
They had some good players last year. Jordan Robba, who's now playing at Mercer and doing well. Big-time shortstop.
Yeah, this is a Nottingham team that has certainly dominated here at this ballpark. as the 1-1 is just a bit outside for ball 2. They'd won 13 consecutive games on this field going back to 2023 before falling to Notre Dame last week. 2-1 to Gaglione is over at the knees for strike 2. Tying run at third base. Hemmer looking to throw up a scoreless first inning and keep his team in front, and he does. He picks up a pair of strikeouts in the frame. No runs, a hit. One man left over at third. We'll head to the second. 1-0 Hopewell Valley.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology has a highly rated and award-winning dermatology team with over 130 years of collective clinical experience. They've been voted as the region's best dermatologist and doctor for 20 consecutive years. Over 1,500 five-star reviews from satisfied patients. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
The Hamilton Township Division of Health offers a variety of free services to keep you and your community healthy. It's important for everyone to stay up to date on recommended vaccines. Whether you or a loved one needs an annual flu shot, COVID-19 vaccine, or a pneumonia shot, Hamilton's Division of Health is ready to help. Most residents in Mercer County are able to take advantage of their free and confidential STI and HIV testing clinic. Visit hamiltonnj.com/health for more information, services, and upcoming clinics and eligibility. And WBCB sports fans, get 10% off your food check at the Blend Restaurant in 911 Route 33 Hamilton. Just mention WBCB Sports and you'll get 10% off your food at checkout. The Blend Restaurant in the heart of Hamilton. Check out their menu at blendbar.com. Celebrating 50 years of business and supporting your community is Haldeman Ford on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Haldeman Ford services all makes and models and is known for their fleet service and state-of-the-art collision center. They feature new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, plus work-ready trucks and EV vehicles as well. Haldeman Ford, here yesterday, here today, here tomorrow, celebrating their 50th year in business. We go to the second year on WBCB, 1-0 Hopewell Valley on top. And now they'll send the bottom three in their order to the plate this inning. Ryan Audebray, Dean Mantuano, and Gavin McCaffrey. On to face Alex Alonzo. The first pitch to Audebray is down low, ball 1. Alonzo got the first two guys in the first inning relatively easily. Jacob Shin struck out swinging, then Blake Echternock flew out to right. That was followed by walk, single, single. That's how Hopewell Valley was able to scratch across their first run.
Yeah, both teams leaving runners in scoring position in that first. Hopewell at second and third, and Nottingham left the runner stranded on third.
This one skied on the infield into foul territory. Chasing it is far, and it's back out of play over the third base dugout. A lot of guys on Hopewell Valley that have 3-game hit streaks going on. Ryan Audebray is another one. 4 for his last 8, 3 runs driven in.
Yeah, like I said, that they had that 10 hits against Princeton in their last game, so that helped. I mean, Langle and Norton were both hitting below 200, and they got big hits. So that's a good sign for Hopewell. Maybe their bats are starting to stir a little bit.
Audebray, a guy who's hitting 240, just above the team average coming into this one. 2-2 from Alonzo. And a called strike 3. Kept that slider on the outside corner. And so he starts the second inning the same way he started the first, with a strikeout.
He's down, doubled his season total in strikeouts before this. Doubled it in one game with those 2 strikeouts.
So now it's Dean Mantuano, the second baseman. The first pitch he sees is a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Tell you what, Fish, it looks like we've got a pretty wide strike zone today.
Yeah, I like it. Let him swing.
Alonso working quickly. Mantuano shows bunt, gets it down. It's a good one up the third base line. Far charges, throws across the diamond, and it hits Mantuano. He's going to get up and look to go to second. Good throw, might have had him, as the throw took him into the baseline, and so Mantuano aboard with a bunt hit.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very good bunt, and like you said, a good throw would have had him. I don't know, maybe if he could have barehanded that and picked it up in one motion and made the throw. Now the umps are talking something over here.
Perhaps if he was out of the baseline. They just called him out.
Wow, yeah, interference, it looks like.
I don't know. From here, I mean, he was in the dirt. It looked like he was between the chalk lines, and the throw was just a little wild. Then the other part of this is, even if over at first base, even if Nick Gaglione was able to get that throw, would he have been able to get back to the bag in time?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the umps got together and talked about it, so yeah, it'd be nice if we had replay. We could, see it again. PG, you want to get on that?
Well, batter now, Gavin McCaffrey, takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a strike. Yeah, that's the next step in the evolution here. Getting instant replay, slow motion cameras all over the field.
Yep. So I guess that is not a hit. That's runner's interference.
As McCaffrey pokes this one out towards second. Miller's got it and throws low. McCaffrey's going to end up at second base. He was busting it up the first base line, and I think Miller just waited back on it a little too long. He had to rush the throw, and that'll be I guess, just plain E4. A good throw still would have had him. A two-base error.
26, Jacob Shin.
Yeah, sometimes you got to know your runner. Maybe it might have, like you said, surprised Miller that he was getting down there so quick, and all of a sudden he said, whoa, I better hurry up, and he rushed it a little too much. And big break for Hopewell. See if they can capitalize. Oh, look at this. The point guard
Shin
this up.
Sends this one to right. Gaglione is there, and it only takes one extra pitch for Alex Alonso. He gets around the error, leaves the man out at second. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0 Bulldogs on top.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Today's game is brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association, who would like to take this opportunity to wish all of our students the best of luck this school term. We're proud to support you. This message brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association. Trenton Thunder Baseball returns for the 2025 season on Wednesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. And the Italian People's Bakery is proud to support high school sports on the WBCB Sports Network. Visit them at their signature location, 63 Butler Street, for the finest rolls, deli meats, and pastries. The Italian People's Bakery, located on 63 Butler Street, is the place to go for the best hoagies on Sunday afternoon. The Italian People's Bakery since 1936.
Well, we both took a look at it. The point guard queued it up for us, and it didn't seem to be anything wrong with that play as far as the base runner was concerned.
It seemed like Mantuano had stayed within the chalk lines.
Yeah.
Alex Alonso leads it off and gets thrown up and in at. Probably no intent there, but still a little unnerving, especially when you're the opposing pitcher.
Can't tell you how excited we are to have replay here.
The future is now here at
Yeah.
WBCB. The 1-0 pitch from Hemmer on the outside corner, strike one. Alex Alonso, he's got hits in back-to-back games for the second time this season. He's able to pick up a hit today. It would be the longest hit streak of his career. Behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Alonso, in fact, he's hit safely in 3 of his last 4 after starting the season 3 for his first 21. Hemmer ready with the 1-2. This one's looped out towards shallow left. McCaffrey coming on, and he makes the grab. Little humpback line drive for out number 1, and here comes Luca Gaglione.
Yeah, McCaffrey read it right off the bat.
Now
Came
batting
in
for right
quickly,
fielder,
and
number
yeah,
8,
it was
Luca
sinking
Gaglione.
fast, so he did a good job to get in there and get it.
So now Luca Gaglione, the freshman right fielder. Luca this season hitting .240. He's walked 5 times. As the first pitch he sees is outside, ball 1. It's been a pretty patient Nottingham team, all things considered, this season. 40 walks in 10 games. They've got 4 different players with 5. So the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough to get a young team to take pitches. You know, they want to get up there. They're excited. They want to swing, show what they can do.
Gaglione swings away here and fouls it at the plate.
In a big mid-season game over at Notre Dame, Lawrence has a 1-0 lead in the top of the 3rd. It's a big Colonial Division game.
And that game especially important, really even if Nottingham's able to pull out a win here today. With a win, they would be within a half a game of second place because one of Lawrence or Notre Dame is going to win or is going to lose.
Right.
Unless that game goes forever like Hopewell Valley's opening day tilt with Robbinsville, where they ended in a tie.
When I had to leave you.
You had to leave, and you were at your, what was it, your choir practice?
Choir
Bell
practice.
choir practice, yeah. Before that game had even finished up.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. It was still going on when I got to practice. I was in the car listening to you for as long as I could till I had to go in.
Well, Gaglione's aboard with the walk. It's the
Now
first
batting
walk
for
of the
second
day
baseman,
for
number 1,
Nottingham.
Ethan Miller.
I forgot to ask you, how did Bell Choir practice go that day? I know we've seen each other a couple of times since. And it's rude of me to not inquire about, you know, how that went.
Went flawless. My hands were a little cold, but we wear gloves, so it warmed them up.
Our first pitch to Ethan Miller is a fastball down the middle for strike 1.
I got there right in time, just in time, actually.
Walked in at the buzzer.
Yeah, pretty much. And our director was quite impressed that I blew off the end of my game for Bell Choir.
Runner goes and the pitch is hit towards short. It's right underneath the glove of Garrow and into left field. Gaglione's headed for 3rd. He's in there with a foot first slide. And now Nottingham's got something cooking in the 2nd. Corners with 1 out.
Well, I don't know. What would you call that?
Well, they wouldn't have gotten the guy at 2nd. I think it would have been a tough play at first.
Now batting
So
for third
Yeah,
baseman,
give him a
number
hit.
22, Nolan Farr.
we'll say hit no error as Garrow never really got the glove on it.
Right.
So now Nolan Farr, the 3rd baseman, batting 8th.
It's like Andrew said the other day, with the way they're scoring in the major leagues, everything's a hit now anyway.
Got to have the emphasis on offense, right?
Yeah.
Jacob Shin pinched in at 3rd. Runner goes and stops as this one's popped up. Shallow right. Adamick going over towards the line, and he can't get to it. It drops in foul territory.
It might have been a good move that he didn't get to that ball, because I don't think there'd be any way he would have thrown out Gaglione. His momentum was taking him off the field almost, off the official field of play.
That's the thing here at Nottingham. The fence only extends just a tad past the first base dugout, so it's another chalk line that extends all the way to the back of the road bleachers on the football field.
Right, which is good. I mean, less chance to hurt yourself.
Count no balls and 1 strike on Nolan Farr. And a good fastball there, 0-2. Well, the question is now, because if there was a wall there, technically you could jump over it if you had to. So would Yadamic have had to like almost make a football-style catch on the sideline if it
Yeah.
was close.
Yeah, I would think so. You probably have to keep your. It'd be like reaching into the stands for. That's a big strikeout right there.
Yeah, Svard took one that was basically right down the center of the
Batting
zone
left
for
fielder
strike
number
3.
4, Luke Formica.
You know, it'd be like if you're running over and you stick your glove in the stands to pull the ball out for a catch.
Well, here's Luke Formica. And you know what, Fish? On the day of the first round of the NFL draft, it would be kind of fun to see somebody have to make that, like, tiptoe along the chalk line play.
The things you think about.
I'm just glad the Phillies have an off day and I don't have to watch that tonight. The first pitch to Formica. He swings away, loops it towards left. Coming on in is McCaffrey. He slides, and he did not catch it. It dropped in front of him. He trapped it with his glove. It's an RBI single for the 9-hole hitter Formica, and this game's even at 1.
Yeah, I think that was a good call. It looked like it kind of short hopped into his glove. Big
Now
at
batting
bat,
the
big
catcher,
2
number
out
3,
hit for
Austin
Formica.
So both runs in this game now have been scored with 2 outs. Yep. Lineup turns over to Austin Wright, who doubled and was left over at third last inning. Before he steps in, he's got to relace up that shoe. I'll tell you what, for the way that Austin Wright's been getting on base, probably a good thing if he's going to be circling the pillows here.
Yeah, they'd love to see him stay hot. Runner out there on second.
The first pitch to Wright. At the belt for a called strike, it's 0-1.
Cat and mouse going on with Mantuano.
Austin Wright, he drove in a pair of runs against Delran on Tuesday in Nottingham's 6-4 loss. A game that went 9 innings. 0-1 will have to wait as Hemmer chases Ethan Miller back at second.
Yeah, another interesting. Nottingham's they haven't really been getting blown out a lot too. They've been playing some close games.
Yeah, they have a run differential of just -9 as Wright takes upstairs for ball 1. Averaging just 4.1 runs per game, third fewest in the division. Allowing 5 runs a contest. Taken below the knees for ball 2. Austin Wright, a guy who started the year 1 for 12. So the fact that he's been able to really turn it around, especially as a freshman. One of the guys that Nottingham's certainly excited about. That one's down low, ball 3. And now Hemmer's having some problems trying to pick up the third out of this inning.
Yes, he is. 3-1, good hitters count. Right. If he's smart, won't chase anything unless he thinks he can hit it.
They throw it to first. That gets away and goes, I guess, out of play.
Yep.
And so each runner will get 1 base, and it'll be second and third.
Now, this bat gets even bigger. Wright's got 2 runners, 2 ducks out there. Like to bring in.
Count still sits at 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, this is a nice spot for a hitter to be in. Pitcher's got some pressure. He's got to come in with a pitch.
Nottingham looking to take their first lead of the day. The 3-1 is down low, ball 4. And so they're loaded now for the senior Aiden Lippman.
Good patience by Wright. I mean, I'm impressed by that because,
Now batting the shortstop,
like I said
number
before,
20,
young
Aiden
kids
Lippman.
they want to be the man. They want to show that they can do it right away, and they might not be that patient up there with those 2 runners out there. They might want to swing at something, and Wright did a nice job of just taking pitches, and now they got their big hitter up there.
Now it gives Lippman a chance to be the man and make up for that strikeout last inning. This one goes off the glove of Otterbray. Not a lot of room back behind home plate here, and all the runners will have to hold.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see a lot of runs come home on wild pitches and pass balls here, unless they squirt off to the side or something.
One-0 is taken down low. Hemmer's not missing by much with these pitches. Count 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, and he might be getting a little frustrated and thinking that he's got a strike that's not getting called. Pitching coach now kind of come out and talk to Hemmer.
Yeah, you can kind of just tell by the way he's out there on the mound, the look on his face. Perhaps a little unhappy with some of these calls. And don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian or online at Trentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. You writing for this game, Fish?
I sure am.
All the more reason for everybody to head over to the Trentonian tomorrow.
Yes. All right, well now 2-0. He's got to come in with something. You would think Lippman's sitting on a fastball here.
Let's see if that mound visit helped. The 2-0. Chopped at the plate, foul. It's 2-1. Did go at him with a fastball, and Lippman was still out in front.
Yep.
2-1. He gets that call at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
All right, well.
Nottingham looking to jump in front for the first time. The 2-2. Down low, ball 3. Again, it goes off of Otterbray's glove, but not far enough to allow any of the runners to advance.
Well, 3-2 now. Everybody gets a head start. They'll be running on the pitch.
If you're Hemmer, last thing you want to do is walk in a run. He's already walked 2 in the inning.
That's deflating.
3-2 on the way. Down low, ball 4. It's walk number 3 of the frame. It's going to allow Ethan Miller to cruise across the plate, and it's 2-1 Northstars.
Yeah, you know, fell behind 2-0, did a
Now
good
batting
job
the
of
center
battling
fielder,
back,
Number 5, Brandon Regas.
but then lost him on those last 2 pitches. It's almost like you'd rather see a guy get a 2-run single there, even though it's 2 runs as opposed to 1. It's just so demoralizing to walk in a run.
Yeah, if you're Hemmer, got to believe you'd rather make the guy earn it as Regas fouls the first one to the backstop.
You know, I mean, I know that sounds stupid. Whoa, 2 runs are worse than 1, but psychologically sometimes it's like, you know, hey, I went at him, I got beat, but I didn't give it to him.
Looks like Nick Skibick is heading down to warm up for Hopewell Valley. This one's hit through the hole on the left side, a base hit. 1 run scores, rounding third is right. The throw is cut off, and then the relay's not in time. There's your 2-run single, and now both runners looking to advance. And did he hang on to the bag there at third? Yes, he did. Aiden Littman stretching out and hanging on to the base, and it's a 4-run inning. Nottingham on top 4-1.
Big 2-run hit there by Regas. And
The first baseman,
at
number
the end
15,
here, the
Nick
ball
Gaglione.
kicking off his glove, that's got to be an error, either on the throw or on the catch, and that allows 2 more runners to end up in scoring position. That's big.
We'll go E2. I'm a little surprised that Shin cut it off. I thought the throw had a chance to get him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think you probably should have let that one go through.
Well, the 9th man to bat in the inning is Nick Gaglione. He swings at the first pitch and bounces it to second. Chase Garrow ends the frame, but the damage certainly done. 4 home. Nottingham goes on top by 3. We'll go to the 3rd here on WBCB.
Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a fourth-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square.
Over 1,400 tariff-free cars ready to go at Hyundai of Trenton on 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. Hyundai Kona, Palisade, Tucson, Santa Fe, Elantras, all priced for immediate sale. No one has the selection or the special pricing that Hyundai of Trenton has. Over 1,400 tariff-free cars if you were ever thinking of a new car, SUV, or EV vehicle. Now is the time to buy at Hyundai of Trenton on 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. Remember, they have 1,400 tariff-free cars waiting for you to test drive right now. The District Community Relations Committee is meeting from 5 to 6 p.m. on April 15th. This community-driven committee meets monthly, and all HTSD parents, students, educators, and community members are invited to attend. The link to register and more information can be found at htsdnj.org in the community section. Questions can be sent to dcr@htsdnj.org. The 2025 summer camp registration is open now. Many camp options are available in July. Visit htsdnj.org to view available camps and to register. You can email questions to htsdsummercamp@htsdnj.org. And rumor has it you get a discount if you could say that 5 times fast.
Oh, wow.
Number 15, Blake Echternock.
I'll have to practice that and come back another time.
A discount of 0% off. We could petition to have the discount be a little higher, but I don't know if they'll go for it.
No, probably not.
Well, Blake Echternock leads off the third, with Nottingham now on top 4-1 after they scored 4 two-out runs last inning.
And a big inning for Alex Alonso now. If he could get that shutdown inning, and, Nottingham's feeling pretty good. Like you said, 4 two-out runs. You want to keep this right now at a 4-1 game if you're Alex Alonso, or 4-1 game if you're Alex Alonso.
Echternock, he flew out to right field back in the first. Echternock's got hits in 4 straight in 7 of his last 8 ball games. As he turns on this one and grounds it foul, it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Echternock, a really, really good athlete. Unbelievable ice hockey goalie, and he puts no time into ice hockey in the off season, and yet he was MVP of the CVC tournament and everything else. He's just a fantastic athlete.
1-2 is grounded towards short. Gloving it is Littman. Throws across the diamond. What a play by Aiden Littman for the first out.
Now that's a baseball play there, folks. Littman going back, planting, backhanding it, and just making a perfect throw across the diamond. And let me tell you something, this is his first time playing shortstop on the varsity. He played short coming up in youth leagues and for JV and stuff like that, but he had Jordan Raba there last year, and he played second. And they were looking, Charlie Icano said they were looking for guys to move over there, and they put Littman there. And the first couple scrimmages, he was outstanding, and he's been there ever since, and now you can see why.
The first pitch to Garrow's way outside, and I'll tell you what, Fish, that throw, I mean, it beat Echternock by a good 2.5 steps. It's not like that was even a close play at first.
Yep.
Just right on the money over to Nick Gaglione.
Yep.
Now 2 balls and no strikes to count on Garrow.
And that's go ahead.
I was just going to say, you mentioned Littman moving from second base to shortstop. Not as easy of a transition as some people may think, especially with plays like that deep in the hole.
Well, he worked out. He went to Diamond Nation and all that stuff. Or not Diamond Nation, Center Baseball out in Ewing, Jimmy Mayer's place, and took a lot of ground balls and did a lot of, work on his arm. But that was really big because it was the leadoff hitter. And, if you can get that leadoff guy out after you get those 4 runs, that's less of a chance to build a rally, although now he's falling behind here 3-1.
Yeah, Chase Garrow, 3 balls, 1 strike to count. He walked last inning
Well, like you said, they don't want to pitch to him, it seems like.
A 3-1, he swings away and hits it foul. Yeah, he had walked 3 times against Nottingham last year. In a game for Hopewell Valley that they were able to come out on top in 13-3. Collected 15 hits in that contest. They had scored 8 runs in the third alone. Right back where it came from, a bouncer up the middle. Maybe that's why they don't want to pitch to him, as Chase Garrow's aboard with 1 out.
Yep. High hopper, high chopper right over Alonzo's head.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Owen Lengel.
The last time Garrow got on, they brought him around. They're hoping for the same thing this time.
Yeah, Garrow, he had stolen second and then had excellent base running on an infield hit by Owen Lengel. Just kept on going around third and crossed the plate. And now Lengel is squaring, and Alonzo's going to step off. Nolan Farr was about even with the mound by the time Alonzo had disengaged. Now throws quickly over to first. And back with a head first dive is Chase Garrow.
I don't know, you think they're going to bunt here? 1 out.
Now with Lengel's speed, they may have that play on thinking he can get on base.
Maybe, yeah, maybe be bump for a hit, yeah.
Doesn't square here and takes on the inside third for a called strike.
Yeah, I think he might have just been maybe trying to draw those guys in and try to slap it past them.
Garrow, he had taken a half a step towards second there, then kind of stumbled his way back safely into first.
Absolutely gorgeous day out here today, by the way.
Yeah, we're inside the press box here, but we've got the window open.
Yeah, beautiful.
We're keeping the pollen out as best we can. Runner goes, didn't get a great jump. The throw down to second is right on the money, but it hops out of the glove of Lippman.
Wait, oh, okay. I didn't know what that last, I guess he was pointing at the ball, okay.
It's another stolen base for Chase Garrow. That throw beat him by a good bit, but the ball was kind of snow-coned in Lippman's glove.
Yeah.
He went to apply the tag, it just hopped out. Pitch was a called strike, by the way, so it's 0-2 on Lengel. Long look in, and now Austin Wright behind the dish is going to call time. Alonzo ready. And the 0-2. Hit foul, and Owen Lengel stays alive. Lengel so far 1 for 1. RBI single back in the first. Oh-2 from Alonzo. Right up the middle, that's a base hit. Garrow's getting the wave around third. Here comes the throw, it will be cut off. And Hopewell Valley draws a little closer, it's 4-2.
Well, there you go. That's a nice way of manufacturing a run, and a little bit manufactured. You get a single, stolen base, and then get behind on the count 0-2, and then come back an RBI single right up the middle.
Liam Norton.
That time Garrow didn't even have to flex his baseball IQ on the base pads. Scores easily, so a pair of hits right back up the middle.
Yeah, both the same way, yeah.
A tying run comes to the dish in the form of Liam Norton.
Well, good answer by Hopewell. You know, even if they don't score again this inning, at least they got 1 back after giving up the 4 in the bottom of the second.
Slide step, pitch hit out towards right. Gaglione heading over. He's not going to get it. It's going to drop and roll towards that corner. Getting the wave around third is Lengel. The throw back in is wild. Lengel will score. That's an RBI triple for Liam Norton. And it's a 4-3 ball game as Hopewell Valley has struck right back.
And again, the same 2 guys, Lengel and Norton, who came in here batting, struggling big time under 200, and now 2 for 2. With each 2 for 2 with 1 with 2 RBIs, 1 with 1 RBI.
Yeah, how about the 3, 4, 5 guys in this lineup? They're 5 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 3 RBIs.
Yep.
And now the batter is Tyler Adamick, who popped out to first base in the first inning. Infield back all the way around for Nottingham. He squares, gets it down. It's a beauty. This is going to get the run home. The throw to first is in time, but we are tied right back up. It's 4-4.
Great answer by the Bulldogs.
Sack, bunt, RBI for Adamic. There's 2 down. Here comes Ryan Otterbray.
Was that? I was still writing down again. Was that a safety squeeze or a suicide squeeze?
That was a safety squeeze, and it was just dropped beautifully in between catcher and pitcher.
Yeah, I saw the bunt. I just didn't see if Norton was breaking or not from the start.
First pitch to Otterbray, way outside, ball 1. This was the question, right, we had coming in. 2 pitchers who aren't used to throwing a whole lot of innings, not used to throwing a whole lot of pitches.
And not used to starting the game.
Yeah, early run support we had talked about being key, and both teams have really checked that box.
Yeah.
The question will be, how long do Hemmer and Alonso have left in them? This one's grounded up the middle, and it's past the diving Ethan Miller and into center field. Hit number 4 of the inning for Hopewell Valley, and the frame is extended for Dean Mantuano.
And what a great job of Hopewell's doing,
Now
just
batting
going
second
right
baseman,
back
number
through the
35,
box.
Dean Mantuano.
That's 3 hits in a row. Straight up the middle. All on the ground, but
Courtesy running
couldn't
first
be
base,
fielded.
number 12, Alex Perez.
Alex Perez will courtesy run for Ryan Otterbray, the catcher today. And Dean Mantuano looking for a bit of revenge after he was called out on runner's interference back in the second. Alonso's throw over to first isn't in time. Mantuano, he was 1 for 3 with a run scored on Tuesday in Hopewell's win over Princeton. It's his first hit since March 31st. As he takes the first pitch up and in for ball 1. Mantuano, he's only hit safely in 2 games this year. Hopewell Valley is 2-0 in those games and 0-4-1 in all the others. So perhaps Mantuano a bit of a key.
he's the key, yeah.
He fouls that one away. It's a ball and a strike.
Sorry, am I stepping on your wire there?
No, we're good now. As long as the headset stays on my head, I think we're okay. Well, Fish, you do have some play-by-play experience after last season.
Yes. I could fill in for you, pal, if I needed to.
1-1 pitch is down low. The throw down to second on a delayed steal is in time. A lot of moving parts that leads to that caught stealing. It ends the inning after 3 cross the plate. We're even at 4 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
HTSD Fall 2025 Kindergarten Virtual Registration is now open. Visit www.htsdnj.org to register. You can join HTSD for their pop-up schoolhouse events. Each event is open to the entire HTSD community. There will be community resources, food services, games, local business, refreshments, school supplies, technology, and you can meet school staff and teachers as well. August 6th at Sayin Elementary, August 12th at Cooser Elementary, August 19th at Wilson Elementary, and September 9th at Greenwood Elementary. The class of 2025 is being celebrated on HTSD Decision Day. Dress in your career, college, or U.S. Armed Forces apparel. Steinert on May 29th, Hamilton West on June 4th, and right here at Nottingham on June 5th.
And we're in the bottom of the 4th at Notre Dame. Lawrence up 2-0 now. Irish with a couple of runners on with 2 outs.
Pitcher number 13, Alex Alonso.
Back here at Nottingham High School, we've got an offensive game going on. 4-4 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Nottingham took a 4-1 lead last time they were up at bat, only for Hopewell Valley to get 3 of those runs back and draw even. The first pitch now to Alex Alonso is over for strike 1.
You know Alonso wants to get on after surrendering that 3-run lead right away. He wants to try to help get him back in the lead.
Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch from Hemmer. Swung on and laced into left. Well, there you go, Fish, as Alex Alonso gets aboard with a leadoff single to start the bottom of the 3rd.
It's got to make him happy.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 8, Luca Gaglione.
So he's now 1 for 2. And now 7 different players have reached base safely for Nottingham, as here comes Luca Gaglione. He's one of them. He walked and scored last inning.
Base, number 10, Shane Cost-Reeby.
And Shane Cost-Reeby is going to head to first to courtesy runs. That tells you that Alonso going out there for at least 1 more inning. So Hopewell Valley, they've got some bullpen action down the left field line.
Nottingham has used its entire bench.
All one of them.
One of them, yeah.
First pitch to Gaglione, rides high and wide for ball 1. Yeah, might see Shane Cost-Reeby a lot today out on the base paths. He's the only guy that Nottingham can go to.
Yeah, so he'll run for the pitcher and the catcher.
1-0, Gaglione squares, gets it down but foul.
Yeah, and I guess he could run for him, but yeah, they're separated by 3 batters.
That means you could end up with a situation where he comes around to score, then just has to go right back out there. If everything falls into place, is
well,
this
actually,
one's outside?
if they have 2 on and if they have 1 on and 2 outs, he could be running for right and then not be able to run for Alonso. But you know what? That's a lot of mind work for till it happens.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
We'll run that base when we come to it.
Right down the middle for strike 2. That's the baseball way of the saying, I guess.
It is now.
You've coined it.
Another
and
one.
If a Mercer County Hall of Famer coins a phrase, then I think we all have to oblige.
Really? Is that how that works?
The throwback over, not in time. I think that's how it works now.
All right.
I mean, you're the Mercer County Hall of Famer. You let us know.
All right. Well, if that's it, then I'm going to coin a new phrase: give fish money.
You could coin the phrase. I don't know if people are going to listen.
Oh. Well, what's the good in having a phrase then?
2-2 pitch is hit out towards second. Mantuano up with it. Flips to Garrow for 1. Over to first. And not in time. Blake Echternock did a great job hanging on to the bag, and then he got up looking confused because he thought that throw had beat Gaglione. Instead, it's a fielder's choice, and here comes Ethan Miller. I don't think Chris Skolka's all that happy with the call. He's saying the base umpire is saying that he came off the bag.
Right.
And I think Skolka might be out there for more than just a bit of an argument, or is he going to ask them to get together?
Yeah.
The second time we've had the umpires convene.
Either way, nice job turning that.
Yeah, off the bat, I didn't think it was going to be hit hard enough for them to turn the double play.
No,
but
I didn't either.
It was a quick flip by Mantuano. Garrow with an excellent relay. Yep. And they're going to say he was off the base over there at first.
Chris Skolka, chagrined.
So fielder's choice 4-6.
Shaking his head.
It's kind of tough to tell from our angle, especially because Echternock was on the far side of that bag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought that he had hung on, but the throw was a little bit wide. He had to dive for it. The second base umpire certainly has a better view than we do up here. So runner on first, 1 down. There he goes. Pitch is taken for a strike. The throw to second, right on the money.
Wow.
Well, he races that fielder's choice runner. Excellent throw by Otterbray.
Ottebray's got a nice little arm out there.
So that makes Chris Skolka very happy, and also means his argument was for naught. Count no balls and 1 strike on Miller.
Makes him very happy. What do you mean?
Well, makes him happy, but also maybe makes it a little frustrating that he went out there and was like, you know what, I guess I could have just let my catcher do the work. The 1-1 pitch is cut on and missed for strike 2.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I think the happiness outweighs the frustration.
No,
though.
yeah. You know what? Never mind.
You're too busy thinking of more phrases?
No, I was actually confusing myself.
Called strike 3. And so that ends up being a pretty easy inning for Lucas Hemmer out there on the mound. Puts up a 0. We'll go to the 4th, even at 4 here on WBCB.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. $14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
The Hamilton Township Division of Health offers a variety of free services to keep you and your community healthy. It's important for everyone to stay up to date on recommended vaccines, whether you or a loved one needs an annual flu shot, COVID-19 vaccine, or a pneumonia shot. Hamilton's Division of Health is ready to help. The division's caring nurses will bring your vaccine to you if you're homebound as well. Most residents in Mercer County are able to take advantage of the free and confidential STI and HIV testing clinic. The staff at the Hamilton Township Division of Health are experienced and proud to serve the Hamilton community. Visit hamiltonnj.com/health. That's hamiltonnj.com/health for more information, services, and upcoming clinics and eligibility.
35, Dean Mantuano.
We go to the 4th, even at 4, here from Nottingham. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up for Hopewell Valley. Dean Mantuano set to lead it off.
Mantuano, the aforementioned good luck charm.
He takes upstairs ball 1. Yeah, Mantuano, in games that he's recorded a hit this season, Hopewell Valley 2-0, so not a large sample size, but we are still early in the year. They're 0-4-1 when he plays and doesn't get a hit. Well, there you go. Base hit into right field. We'll see if the Bulldogs can keep the trend going. It's a leadoff single, and he's aboard for Gavin McCaffrey.
So then he must not have played in 2 games, right? Because they're 3, 5, and 1.
Fielder, number 28, Gavin McCaffrey.
Correct.
So,
Your math is right.
So they're 1-1 in games he doesn't play in. We're going to have Dean Mantuano's. We're going to have him analytic all over the place in this game.
And he was the one who had the runner's interference. Dean Mantuano's kind of been the star of the show.
Yeah.
Gavin McCaffrey, he reached on an error by the second baseman in the second inning. Squares here, gets it down. It's beautiful up the first base line, and Gaglione flips, and it's in time.
Wow.
A nice play there by Nick Gaglione to get the runner at first. It ends up working as a sacrifice as Mantuano moves into scoring position out there at second.
Another close play.
Baseman,
I
26,
don't know if Chris Skolka like that one either. He just made a motion like he wanted them to put the headphones on to look at it on replay.
Well, we've already figured out that we could have replay here for
could you
for our
imagine
broadcast.
that? Yeah, imagine that if these guys knew that and they'd come running up here and stop the game. They'd be locking that press box door so fast your head would spin.
The first pitch to Jacob Shin is upstairs, ball 1. Would they have to come up here, or we could have Fish, we could have you run down, Brienne,
yeah,
Darnell, our cameraman, me. One of us could run the phone down.
Yeah, for a bump up in pay.
Runner goes from second, pitches inside. The throw to third is right on target, but they couldn't get the tag down.
Oh, boy, that was a nice throw, too.
This base umpire is providing a lot of suspense on some of these stolen base calls.
Yeah.
I mean, again, another, instance where the throw beats him by a good bit, but Mantuano was able to swim his way around the tag. So he's over at third now with 1 out, and the count 2 balls and no strikes on Hopewell Valley's most dangerous hitter, Jacob Shin.
I'll tell you something, I am impressed with Austin Wright, both his bat and his arm behind the plate.
The 2-0 is upstairs, ball 3, and yeah, we talked about it before, just a freshman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, a young guy, like he's a good-looking player.
They'll stop running soon.
3-0 from Shin to Shin is right there for strike 1.
This is a precarious situation if you're Nottingham. You got a 470 hitter up there with a drawn-in infield.
And Shin 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout. Sends this one foul off of first, and the count goes full. Jacob Shin has driven in 3 in his last 3, and he takes close there for ball 4. It's the second walk of the game issued by Alonzo. And they're on the corners now for Echternacht.
Now batting the first baseman, number 15, Blake Echternacht.
A lot of traffic on these base paths.
And we're going to get a mound visit here as Alex Alonzo, he's getting close to what would be a career-long outing. His career-long coming into this was 3 2/3 that he pitched last season, May 21st against Northern Burlington. He's at 3 1/3 right now. He's given up 4. And while we have a minute, I'll let you know, WBCB sports fans, you can get 10% off your food check at the Blend Restaurant at 911 Route 33 in Hamilton. Just mention WBCB Sports and you'll get 10% off your food check at the Blend Restaurant in the heart of Hamilton. Check out their menu at blendbar.com. We have a score update from Notre Dame.
2-0 Lawrence in the top of the 5th. That game's flying along.
Yeah, both of those teams were throwing their aces today.
Yeah.
First pitch to Echternacht. Loop towards shallow right. Gaglione heading over towards the line, and it's foul.
Lawrence has the bases loaded with 1 out. And here we have runners on the corners with 1 out. A lot of traffic on the bases in Mercer County today right now at this second.
And hopefully that's the only traffic, right, for people who are getting ready for their commutes.
Yeah.
And you can probably hear Mike Warren. That sounds like 3-0 now.
Yeah, it's 3-0.
0-1 to Echternacht, rides high. It's a ball on a strike. Infield is back up the middle. Over at first, Nick Gaglione holds Jacob Shin on, and then Nolan Farr is pinched in over at third. Alonzo ready, the 1-1. Line drive, that's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to give Hopewell Valley the lead. Shin is going to round second and go to third. Echternacht's looking for a double, and he's going to get it. And then the throw gets away. It skirts between a pair of legs. Shin is going to score as Nottingham's starting to throw the ball all over the place. And it's a 6-4 ball game.
Yeah, that'll be, what, a...
I guess double and an error with 1 RBI.
Yeah, double and an error.
Now batting the shortstop,
I
number
suppose
8, Chase Garrow.
What, E3? Was it Gaglione there?
Yeah. Yep.
So here's Chase Garrow after we get all that sorted out. And he takes way outside for ball 1. I think Alonzo may be starting to reach the end of his line. 1-0 to Garrow. Bit upstairs, ball 2. A Chase Garrow so far today. 1 for 1. He's walked, he's singled, he's stolen 2 bases, and he's scored 2 runs. Out there with a runner on third and 1 out. This one's crushed out towards deep left. Formica going back. He's going to put it away as he falls down. It's not going to matter as Blake Echternach's going to cruise on home, and it's back-to-back 3-run innings for Hopewell Valley. They go on top 7-4.
Yeah, and right now, that's
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Owen Langle.
right now that's an unearned run, but if they get a hit in this at bat, that'll change to an earned run.
Middle of this lineup continues to produce. Owen Lengle's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. First pitch he sees in inning number 4 is taken up and in. But now the middle of this lineup is 5 for 5. And they've collected 4 runs batted in out of the 7. This one's hit well out towards left. Formica going back and towards the line, and he runs it down. The damage is done once again for the Bulldogs. Back-to-back 3-run frames. They hold a 7-4 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Celebrating 50 years of business and supporting your community is Haldeman Ford on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Neighbors helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford has it all, new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, plus work-ready trucks and a great variety of EV vehicles. Haldeman Ford services all makes and models and is known for their fleet service and state-of-the-art collision center. And coming soon, the area's largest new commercial vehicle center. Haldeman Ford here yesterday, here today, and here tomorrow, celebrating their 50th year in business. Today's game is brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association, who would like to take this opportunity to wish all of our students the best of luck this school term. We're proud to support you. This message brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association. The Trenton Thunder baseball returns for the 2025 season on Wednesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com or call 609-394-3300. Italian People's Bakery is proud to support high school sports in the WBCB Sports Network. They're located on 63 Butler Street, and they're the place to go for the best hoagies on Sunday afternoon and the finest dessert trays for your special get-together. Italian People's Bakery since 1936. Fish got a feeling this is a pretty big inning now for Nottingham after they've had a 3-run lead become a 3-run deficit pretty quickly.
Yeah, big inning for Nottingham, and a big inning actually for
It starts with a pop fly. Is going back on it is Garrow and Shin, and Garrow makes the grab while stumbling on down in foul territory.
And a big inning for Lucas Hemmer as well. I mean, we talked about Alonso wanting that shutdown inning earlier in the game, and now Hemmer, he'd love to keep this 3-run lead intact and got off to a good start with that first batter.
And give credit to Lucas Hemmer as well. After he gave up those 4 2-out runs in the second, he had walked 3 in that frame.
Yeah, he seems to be calming down a little bit.
There's a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1 to Luke Formica. Yeah, allowed a leadoff single then to Alex Alonso to start the third, but he was erased, caught stealing, and he's retired the last 3, and now finds himself ahead of Formica 0-2.
Lucas Hemmer, just a junior, so we got 2 pitchers that we'll see again next year.
Formica just barely gets a piece of it to stay alive. Yeah, certainly a lot of youth on the Nottingham squad. Hopewell Valley always seems to have a pretty good pipeline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a surprising start for Hopewell. They're usually, they're right there in the mix usually. Them and Robbinsville have had a little bit of a tough start, but again, there's plenty of time.
Speaking of tough starts, Luke Formica this year, it started 1 for 19, but that RBI single came around to score in the second. This one's flared off of first. Hector knocks over, and he makes the catch. And they say he was inbounds.
Okay. It looked to me like 1 foot was in and 1 foot was out, but
Formica's walking back to the dugout. Well, asking you shall receive. We talked about that exact play earlier.
Yes. There you go, pal. You must have a little bit of voodoo power here.
Nostradamus, if you will.
Something like that.
Well, Blake Hector Knox just getting prepared for the NFL draft.
Yeah, you were dying to say that.
That one's taken up and into Austin Wright.
I'm glad you could.
Oh, I'm going to be up late tonight with my Eagles picking at number 32.
Well,
the 1-0 pitch is popped up. We're going to have 3 foul outs. Shin's going to give this one a look, but it's over the netting.
What time's your first class tomorrow?
I've got, what's tomorrow? Friday? I've got a 9 a.m.
You can make it. You're tough.
I'll stop at Starbucks. Don't worry.
There you go.
Been frequenting Starbucks a lot more this year than I did last year.
Why? A lot more later nights or a lot more early classes? Or both?
Both. A good mix of both. As the 1-1 pitch is taken down the middle for strike 2.
I learned after my freshman year, don't take any class before 10 o'clock. Like when you're a freshman, they make you take all these requirements that are like 8 a.m.
This one's hit right back where it came from, and Austin Wright continues to sizzle. He's 2 for 2 today, and he's reached base all 3 times.
Nottingham seeing if they can kick up a 2-out rally here.
That's how they got those 4 runs in the second.
Yeah. But they started to build the rally when there was just 1 out. This was 2 outs and the bases empty. They had 2 on before they got their second out. So, but
Littman chops this one right side. It's going to be a tough play, and it's past Mantuano. He wouldn't have had a chance to get Littman anyways. That ball was kind of hit, I guess not really the Bermuda Triangle because there's only 2 guys out there, but you get the idea.
Yeah, and it looked like it kind of
squibbed
a little bit, like it kind of sort of English took it away from him as it was going through. Not drastically, but just a little bit. And yes, 2 out, trying to mount a 2-out rally here are the Northstars.
Well, Brandon Regas, who came into this game hitting .321, and he's up that so far. He's 1 for 2. Represents the tying run. Count 1 ball and no strikes on the senior Regas. Long hold for Hemmer, and delivers a strike on the inside corner.
Austin Wright dancing around out there.
And
second base.
Littman was kind of doing the same thing over at first. He's not being held on, so he could take a pretty substantial lead if he so chooses.
And Wright's a catcher, but he doesn't have a catcher's build. He looks like he doesn't need to get courtesy run for. Up.
High pop-up on the infield. Mantuano and Echternacht are both there, and Echternacht makes the grab to end the 2-out rally. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We'll head to the 5th inning, and it's 7-4. Hopewell Valley on top, looking to build on that lead when we come back.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. Your complete local and national news 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian, or online at Trentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. WBCB sports fans, get 10% off your food check at the Blend Restaurant, 911 Route 33 in Hamilton. Just mention WBCB sports and you'll get 10% off your food check at the Blend Restaurant in the heart of Hamilton. Check out their menu at blendbar.com. Got some defensive changes to let you know about for Nottingham. The third baseman, Nolan Farr, is now on the mound. Moving from second base to third base is Ethan Miller, and from the mound out to second base will be Alex Alonso.
Kind of a whole new infield, even though it's all the same guys. And Lawrence kind of blowing it open now. They're up 6-0 in the bottom of the fifth at Notre Dame.
The Cardinals looking to make a statement there as Nolan Farr takes over out on the bump. Sophomore who in 10 2/3 innings this season, that leads the team, by the way. He's given up 10 hits, 10 runs, all of them earned. He's walked 9, he struck out 6. His ERA sits at 6.56.
Designated hitter number 44, Liam Norton.
And he'll look to keep this deficit right here at 3, facing 5, 6, and 7 in Hopewell Valley's order. Liam Norton, Tyler Adamick, and Ryan Otterbray. The first pitch from Farr is taken for a called strike.
Tell you what, Jimmy Mayer was telling me yesterday, berating me because I was not at the game today, calling it the game of the year, but the way things are going, that game of the year looks like it, for the regular season at least, looks like it could be May 5th when Hightstown visits Lawrence. The Rams, the surprise team of the year, 10-1 the last I looked. I don't know if it's a surprise that they're winning, but 10-1, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 10-1, nothing to sneeze at all. Perhaps maybe taking advantage of a bit of a lighter division, the Valley Division, compared to the Colonial.
But you still got to play the teams in both divisions. It's not like you're not playing other teams.
That's a good point, and I mean, you got to give credit to what Hightstown has done. Maybe flying under the radar a little bit. Nottingham, of course, kind of being the same way last season.
Yeah, Hightstown, of course, being coached by former Steiner outstanding pitcher James Pugliese. He was the pitcher of the year in the Legion for Post 31 one year. Drafted by the Cubs, was in their minor league organization for about 5 years. Doing a great job with the Rams.
A 3-2 is shot foul towards the softball field.
Well, let's see, they've beaten Steiner. They've beaten Notre Dame. Their only loss is to Robbinsville.
3-2 to Norton, wave and a miss. So one batter faced and one strikeout for Nolan Farr. And here comes Tyler Adamick.
Now batting the left fielder, number 7, Tyler Adamick.
Well, for Alex Alonso, he ends up going 4 innings, allowing all 7 of those runs. Struck out 2. And walked 2 as well. As the first pitch to Adamick is up and away. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Adamick, he popped out to first in the first and then had a sac bunt RBI in the third. Flies this one off of first. Gaglione's going to give it a look, but it's well out of play. And I guess he figured that he would jog on over there to check it out, considering the fact that he's got to go retrieve the baseball now. Tyler Adamick this season, he entered the game hitting .286, 6 for 21. Had his 3-game hit streak snapped on Tuesday in the win against Princeton. And now behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hightstown also beat Robbinsville. They're one of the few teams with a winning record.
Ooh, and that somehow didn't hit him. Whole way in with that pitch, it looked like it was going to catch him in the leg.
Yeah, coming into play today, only 5 CVC teams have winning records.
Zadamic flies this one towards left. Formica goes back and cruises underneath it for the second out. Yeah, there's not really, I mean, there's obviously, you got the teams at the top, Lawrence, Notre Dame, and Hightstown.
Right.
And then it's, I mean, I guess for lack of a better term, a lot of mediocrity, just teams beating up on each other.
Yeah, I mean, Princeton's 6-5, Robbinsville's 6-4-1, and you got Nottingham here, they're 5-5, and then everybody else has a losing record. Hamilton West 5-6, Steinert 5-6, Allentown 5-6. Time for teams to start getting after it a little bit.
Yeah, and those teams that are under 500, a lot of them have been scoring. You see Hopewell Valley with the 7 runs. They're actually one of 3 teams in the division as this one shot towards right center field off the bat of Otterbray. That's going to split the gap and one hop the fence. Otterbray's turning on the Jets. He hits second. He wants a triple, and he's going to get it.
Wow.
He was smelling triple right out of the box,
Well,
and he's
yeah.
over at third with 2 down.
I mean, you put that in that right center field gap, and that you're thinking triple all the way.
Well, just as we were talking about the offense, too, as Alex Perez is going to go courtesy run for Otterbray once again. Here comes Dean Mantuano.
That is the second triple for the Bulldogs today, and 3rd extra base hit.
They hit 2 triples last time that me and you were on the call for Hopewell Valley on opening day.
Yeah. What, are we like Mantuano, or is there like a little thing going on there?
Well, Dean Mantuano takes a strike, and then the question becomes, are we like Mantuano, or is Mantuano like us?
Nobody wants to be like us. You better just say we're like Mantuano.
That's what that's the story that we'll go with.
Yeah, we're sticking with that one.
0-1 pitch is outside. Just to put a quick bow on that story that I was talking about before Ryan Otterbray hit the triple, Hopewell Valley, one of 3 teams in the division under 500 that has a positive run differential, with Steiner and Allentown being the other 2.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you know what's amazing about that stat with Steiner is they have they have that run differential, but they have a 1.3 something team ERA, and they're only hitting like 212 as a team. So, you know, I don't know where those runs are coming from that they got a plus.
More that the pitchers are, I guess, just holding opponents
Yeah, holding
off the
teams
board.
down. Yeah, I guess that's I'll be pretty obvious, I guess.
2-2 ground ball through the 5-6 hole, and another 2-out run is going to cross the plate for Hopewell Valley. A triple and then a single for Dean Mantuano. He's got a pair of hits, and it's 8-4.
What a great little 2-out rally for the Bulldogs there.
Number 28, Gavin McCaffrey.
I mean, Farr comes in. He looks like he's got everything under control. A quick strikeout, a quick fly out, and then boom, triple, single.
Very similar to how the first inning went for Alex Alonso, where he picked up a strikeout and a fly out, bang, bang, just like that, and then they ripped off 3 straight base runners. So that one's in there for a called strike as McCaffrey squared and then pulled it back. Hopewell Valley, they've now scored in every inning but the second.
Yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job of tacking on here.
Throw back to first.
Well,
Not that big of a lead for Mantuano.
I shouldn't really say tacking on because they were they were down, and then they tied it with 3, and then they got 3 more, and so this inning they tacked on.
We knew what you meant. Don't worry.
Thanks, pal. You're always there to bail me out, aren't you?
This one's bounced to second. Alonso gets his first chance. It was a little shaky, but he got the out.
Little shot put it over there.
1 run, 2 hits, and nobody left. It's time to stretch. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Hopewell Valley on top, 8-4.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. we're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Celebrating 50 years of business and supporting your community is Haldeman Ford, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Neighbors helping neighbors is what Haldeman Ford does and will continue to do. Haldeman Ford has it all. New and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, plus work-ready trucks. Haldeman Ford has a great variety of EV vehicles. Haldeman Ford services all makes and models and is known for their fleet service and state-of-the-art collision center. Coming soon, the area's largest new commercial vehicle center. Haldeman Ford here yesterday, here today, here tomorrow, celebrating their 50th year in business.
Leading off for the Northstars, the first baseman, number 15.
One of the
Nick
truly
Gaglione.
inspiring songs on it, Between Innings. I don't even know the title of it. Just goes dun dun dun, hey, dun 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 dun.
Anybody who's attended a high school football game or hockey game in their life knows exactly what we're talking about is somehow,
Well,
some way, that Miss Nick Gaglione.
funny story about that. We back when the Penguins were first winning Stanley Cups, I guess that was the Lemieux years, I guess. I was in Pittsburgh visiting college buddies, and they won the cup, and
This one's bounced foul.
or they won to go up 3-1, I think it was, or something in the finals. And we went out that night, and you know, that song was like all the rage. They played it at every Penguins game over and over. And my buddy went up to the DJ, and you know, he requested the song, and he said, "Can you play the Hey song?" And the guy just looked at him, and he left. The guy wouldn't do it, and my buddy, who had quite a few by then, went up to the owner and started saying, "We told your guy to play the Hey song, and he said he would," which he never said he would. He goes, "He said he would," and blah, blah, blah. And the owner looked at him, he goes, "What is the Hey song?" And we're nobody know what is the title of that song? Do you know?
I don't. Brand, do you want to get on that? Try to look it up for us.
What do you look up?
The Hey song.
The Hey song.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Gaglione. Just look up song that cheerleaders do to chants at high school football games and all NHL teams use. Let's see, we've got it. Rock and Roll Part 2.
That's the name of it?
It's outside ball 4, so a walk to Gaglione.
All
The
right.
question is now, what does Part 1 sound like?
Yeah.
We're
you would-
investigative journalists
You would think
here.
part 1 would be Hey, and then part 2 would be Ho. Dun-dun-dun, Ho.
Let's see, what do we got? A walk there? I went to
A
write.
walk, yes. Nick Gaglione walked.
I went to write pop out. I put a P in the score sheet, and luckily you could easily change a P to a B, but
Yes.
I'm talking too much about songs.
About the Hey song.
The Hey song, correct. Rock and Roll Part 2.
Yeah. It was great. The owner just looked at my buddy. He goes, "What is the Hey song?" Now, wouldn't you figure it out as much as they were playing it out there at the time?
That's what I was thinking as you were telling that story. It's like, how do they not know?
How do you not know? I guess they were just being jerks.
Audebre's going to go and have a word now with Lucas Hemmer. There's more bullpen action for Hopewell Valley. Is that one of those stories that just ends there, no harm, no foul kind of thing?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
Okay.
We just wandered off.
Just had to make sure.
Yeah, we didn't get thrown out or anything.
It would have made it, I mean, not that the story wasn't intriguing as it was, but that would have made it like gold.
Well, I could have embellished.
Two on to Alonzo rides high.
Oh, okay. I guess we're good. I heard a little click there. I thought I. All right.
Speaking of no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
The 3-1 is inside.
Part 1 sounds just like Part 2, according to Shazam.
We're getting word now from the point guard Brianne O'Neill that part 1 sounds exactly like part 2. So maybe they just didn't want the song to be that long.
Maybe.
Luca Gaglione.
Well, Luca Gaglione's going to come to the dish after back-to-back walks, but he's not going to face Lucas Hemmer. Chris Skolka's going to go and make a change. So with nobody out, now 2 on here in the bottom of the 5th. At least I think Skolka's going to make a change. He pointed down to the bullpen.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't taken the ball yet.
It's back-to-back walks. This is now officially the longest outing for Hemmer, I believe, in his career. No, it's getting there. 4 1/3 is the longest. He's at 4+ right now. It's a long conversation. And is he getting ready to hand the ball to Skolka? Yes, he is. So Hemmer will exit. He's given up 4. The 2 on base are his responsibility. We've got a pitching change here at Nottingham. We'll be back to let you know about the new Hopewell hurler when we come back here on WBCB.
Hi, I'm Sean Spiller, president of the New Jersey Education Association. On behalf of the 200,000 educators in all of our public schools, we wish all of our student athletes the very best luck in today's competition. We would also like to recognize the students in our public schools who participate in extracurricular activities, like the school play, robotics class, or the marching band. New Jersey schools are #1 in the nation. When parents, schools, and educators work together, our students are the winners. New Jersey Education Association supports our great public schools.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a 4th-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Now pitching for Hopewell
The new arm for Hopewell Valley is Nick Skibick. Skibick this season in 7 innings pitched for Hopewell Valley. He's thrown 131 pitches. He's allowed 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, 7 walks, 4 strikeouts, and he's hit a batter to the tune of an ERA that sits at exactly 4. And during that pitching change, we got a chance to listen to Rock and Roll Part 1.
Yes.
And it's the same tune, but with words.
With words.
And with different instruments.
Yeah, a little bit of different. Yeah, so we'd like to thank our DJ, Vince Capone, for doing that for us.
Well, back to baseball, at least quickly. It's runners on 2nd and 1st. Nobody out. The batter is Luca Gaglione. He takes the first pitch slider down and in. Nottingham looking to draw a bit closer, trailing 8-4. They've given up 7 unanswered runs over the last 3 innings. The pitch to Gaglione is inside as it backs him off the plate for ball 2. Gaglione today, he's walked, he's come around to score. Also reached on a fielder's choice and then was caught stealing. 2-0 sails high and wide.
Nottingham, give them credit. They're scrapping. You know, smart enough to come up and know they needed base runners. They started taking pitches. And now, I mean, these first 3 haven't really been close.
They've walked 5 times, a team that averages 4 walks a game. 3-0 from Skibick. Outside, and that's the 3rd walk of the inning. So Hopewell Valley has now walked the bases loaded with nobody out.
The cardinal sin.
Now batting the third baseman.
When you have a 4-run lead and you're getting into the later innings, I mean, that's you just cannot do that.
Well, it gives Ethan Miller major opportunity now
Yeah,
to
Hopewell,
cut into this deficit.
definitely a double play depth for Hopewell.
There's a nice pitch out of the right hand of Skibic. It's over for strike one.
Hopewell, by the way, has 10 hits today. That equals their season high that they got in the last game against Princeton. So Chris Skolka's teams, the bats are starting to stir.
This one's fouled off, I think, the mask of Otterbury behind the dish. And again, we talked about it at the beginning of this game, right? You look at Hopewell Valley's lineup, and they've got some formidable names that just weren't putting up quite the numbers that you would expect through the early part of the season.
Right.
I give them credit, though. 8 runs through 5 innings, back-to-back games with double-digit hits. Now it's all in the bullpen. The 0-2 to Miller, just a bit high. Ethan Miller has singled, scored, and struck out. Jacob Shin pinched in at third. The pitch. Up the middle, it's going to be fielded by Garrow. Steps on the bag for one, and that's exactly what Hopewell Valley was looking for. They'll trade the run for the 2 outs. It's 8-5, but a smooth-looking play there by Garrow.
Absolutely. You talk about
Now batting pitcher,
you talk
number
about
22,
just
Roland
what
Farr.
you said, just what the doctor ordered. Couldn't get, you know. Now, one thing, if Nottingham can convert and still bring this runner in, then that's still not bad. You get 2 runs back, but if they can only get 1, that's a little deflating with the bases loaded, nobody out, and to just get 1 out of it. But, you know, we've seen a lot of 2-out runs being scored this game. No RBI on that, by the way. The batter does not get an RBI if he hits into a double play.
Runner to Farr is on the outside corner for strike one. Yeah, and especially the way that Nottingham loaded the bases up with the 3 walks.
Yeah.
And Hopewell Valley, you know, you talked about it being the cardinal sin, right? And they're going to be feeling real good about themselves if Skibic's able to get Farr here. However, he's now fallen behind 2 balls and a strike.
I mean, that ball couldn't have be hit in a better spot. Garrow came right across, you know, easily fielded it, stepped on the bag and threw, and that was Taylor. It was just perfect.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. And that's where having the 4-run lead, now 3-run lead, really helps. Because if the game's a lot closer, perhaps you bring the infield in that situation.
Right.
The 4-run cushion allowed Chris Skolka the luxury of being able to play the infield at double play depth.
Yeah, always important to be able to add some runs.
Nolan Farr stays alive, fouling it off his leg. So it's an 8-5 ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Alex Alonso over at third. The 2-2 to Farr. Ground ball towards third. Shane, it takes a weird hop and kicks off his shoulder. Nothing you could really do about that.
No, I mean, that's a bad hop single, I guess.
It's a bad hop and a lucky break for Nottingham. And it's an 8-6 ball game, and Farr will get credited with an RBI right there.
Is that home field advantage there?
Now batting to left
He
fielder,
knew right where to hit it. They would hit
Luke
that pebble to drop up. Hop up, I mean.
Yeah, either hit a pebble or couldn't tell. Maybe it hit the lip of the infield grass as well. And now the batter will be Luke Formica.
Yeah, either way, I mean, he was down on it. He was ready to make the play, and it came right up. Really sudden hop off his shoulder.
And now Xavier Quinones is going to be the courtesy runner. And the batter, Luke Formica, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. First pitch rides high. Perhaps, I guess, Nottingham had more than one available off the bench.
No, they only had 1. I mean, he might have come over maybe from a JV game or something.
This one's sent towards shallow left. McCaffrey puts it away to end the inning. Nottingham's able to cut the deficit in half. They score 2. It's an 8-6 ball game. We'll go to the 6th here on WBCB.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Today's game is brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association, who would like to take this opportunity to wish all of our students the best of luck this school term. We're proud to support you. This message brought to you by the Hamilton Township Education Association. Trenton Thunder Baseball returns for the 2025 season on Wednesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com or call 609-394-3300. Post-game firework nights, Tuesday kids eat free, Wednesday Dollar Dog nights, Thirsty Thursday, and Pork Roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, Big League Futures, Major League Fun. And don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian or online at Trentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian. We go to the sixth here from Nottingham.
The third baseman, number 26, Jacob Shin.
Northstars just plated 2 runs last inning to cut the deficit down to 2, so it's 8-6, and now the top of the Hopewell Valley order on to face Nolan Farr, who's in for his second inning of work.
Yeah, this game, I don't know if any lead's safe in this game, really, the way it's going.
And Jacob Shin takes one over his back for ball 1.
Jacob Shin, the leading hitter for the Bulldogs, and he's one of only 3 guys without a hit today. Well, he does have a walk and a run scored.
Yeah, Shin 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout on the ledger as well. 1-0 pitch is way outside. Shin, one of the many Bulldogs today, sporting the no batting glove look. .2-0 pitch is bounced towards third. Cutting it off is Miller, and then the throw sails high and out of play, and Shin's going to get awarded second. Good throw would have had him. Another 2-base error.
Yep.
Now batting the first baseman, number 15, Blake Echternock.
Now Blake Echternock, too, is 1 for 3 rather. Doubled homer run in the 4th. For Echternock, that extended his hit streak to 5 consecutive games. Echternock's a guy who's played really well against Nottingham in the past as well. Went 3 for 3 with an RBI when these two teams faced on May 20th of last season. He's squaring here. It's a nice-looking bunt, and Farr juggles it, and Echternock would have beat it no matter what because Alonzo was shaded up the middle, and he couldn't get over to first in time, and so that's a bunt single.
And that is I said before they had 10 hits, they had 11. That's their 12th hit. So season high in hits, 2 games in a row now for the Bulldogs.
And you knew Hopewell Valley's offense wasn't going to continue with the slow start that they got off to, and eventually they were going to turn it around, and it looks like the Bulldogs starting to find their offensive groove here, and now they've scored 17 runs over their last 2 games and looking for more right here.
Yeah.
First pitch to Guerra was slapped towards third. Nice play over there by Miller. Looks the runner back and throws across the diamond in time. Echternock advances to second, but no run scores, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, good job by Miller after he made that error. Didn't let it get him down. Stuck with it.
1, Owen Lengel.
And now here comes Owen Lengel, who's making a pretty good case to potentially be our Italian People's Bakery player of the game. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of RBI singles.
We got a few potentially good cases.
Take your pick from the middle of this Hopewell lineup if they're able to hang on. That's delivered down low for ball 1. Liam Norton and other guys got an RBI triple. Even Chase Guerra with the 2 runs scored, the sac fly RBI.
Yeah, you got Dean Mantuano. He got 3 hits, an RBI, a run scored.
Nice looking bunt by Lengel. It's going to get a run home. Farr hesitated and then throws to first to get the out. But Echternak with more heads-up base running. He just kept on going around third once again and 2 runs score.
Wow, how about that? Owen Lengel drops a bunt and gets 2 RBIs.
Yeah, Lengel now has 4 RBIs on the day, and 2 of them are really just courtesy of excellent base running by Echternak.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 44, Liam Norton.
So it ends up being a sac bunt.
Well, the first one was on good running by Garrow, right? You're talking about the one in the first inning?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Garrow kept coming around, yeah. But, yeah, he has gotten some different kind of RBIs there.
And so after all that, the bases are clear, and the batter is Liam Norton, and he watches that first pitch bounce in front of him for ball 1. So Hopewell Valley gets the 2 right back on top 10-6. Garrow chops this one towards short. It's juggled by Littman, and Garrow's going to reach. Or Norton's going to reach. And so he's aboard to extend the inning. Second error of the frame.
Now batting the left fielder, number 7, Tyler Yadamick.
Well, now second, shortstop, and third all have errors for Nottingham.
Yeah, and they're becoming costly, too.
Tyler Yadamick, the batter, he's 0 for 2 with a fly out, a pop out, a sac bunt. Got an RBI in this one. First pitch to him is lined towards center. Regas drifts underneath it and puts it away. 2 runs do score on just 1 hit and 1 man left. Hopewell Valley on top 10-6 as we go to the bottom of the 6th here from Nottingham.
Hi, I'm Sean Spiller, president of the New Jersey Education Association. On behalf of the 200,000 educators in all of our public schools, we wish all of our student athletes the very best luck in today's competition. We would also like to recognize the students in our public schools who participate in extracurricular activities, like the school play, robotics class, or the marching band. New Jersey schools are #1 in the nation. When parents, schools, and educators work together, our students are the winners. New Jersey Education Association supports our great public schools.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Hi, this is Dr. Rocco, Superintendent of Hamilton Township School District. I'd like to wish all of our student athletes and coaches a great spring sports season, and I'd like to wish all of our HTSD students success in the remainder of the school year.
Back here from Nottingham High School, home team trailing 10-6 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Hopewell Valley just pushed 2 across the top of the frame.
Number 3, Austin Wright.
It'll be 1, 2, and 3 due up now for Nottingham, trailing by 4 once again. Austin Wright, Aiden Littman, Brandon Regas. On to face Nick Skibick, who's back out there for his 2nd inning of work. Came on in relief of Lucas Hemmer, who went 4+ innings. The first pitch to Wright is over on the inside corner for strike 1. Austin Wright, he's reached base safely all 3 times, 2 for 2, a double, a single, and a walk. 0-1, slap down the left field line. That's going to be another base hit. Wright makes the turn and heads for second. The throw in from left is not in time. It's his second double of the game. Austin Wright is 3 for 3. Have yourself a day. Have yourself a last couple of weeks.
You're not kidding. My goodness. He can definitely turn on that ball. He's pulled most of his hits. He pulled down that line.
Aiden Lipman.
I mean, now for Austin Wright, now 12 for his last 23. That's up over 500 for his average. First pitch to Aiden Littman is slapped down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul. That was probably the hardest hit ball we've seen all day. Aiden Littman today, 1 for 2. Walked with the bases loaded in the second for an RBI. He's also singled and struck out.
Wright has raised his average from 312 to 371 today.
That's an efficient day, raising it, what, 59 points?
Yeah.
Nice looking slider there as it comes through the front door for strike 2. The fact that you can have an average of 312 and be able to raise it that much in one game. This one rides high. I mean, we're still in the first half of the season, but it's not like it's early anymore.
Right. How about Dean Mantuano? He's listed his average from 118 to 250 with his 3 for 3.
That looks a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
Down and away ball, too. A lot more aesthetically pleasing for Dean Mantuano. Again, he's got a pair of hits. It's actually his first multi-hit game. And
now he's got 3 hits. Right?
I've got him down for 2 because of the runner's interference.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay, let me.
2-2 pitch, lined into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. They're going to hold right at third. And again, Nottingham with something cooking. They've got corners and nobody out for the 3-hole hitter, Brandon Regas.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5, Brandon Regas.
Okay, well, he's still going from 118 to 200, so it's still been a good day for him.
Gotten back to the Mendoza line.
Yeah, I meant to cross that single out and turn it into that runner interference.
Hopewell at double play depth, leading by 4. That helped them out last inning. And Regas takes a slider on the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, and again, they can concede the run. I mean, especially since they put those 2 back on.
Yeah, it goes to show really just how important tacking on those insurance runs in a game like this can be.
Oh, man, massive.
Fake pick off to third and then throw over to first. Haven't seen that all too often in a while.
Can't do that in the major leagues anymore, right?
No, that was outlawed not too long ago. In fact, they were just talking about it on a game that I was watching earlier in the week, and I forget who they'd said, like, as to why it had become banned, but I know it wasn't. It was pretty recently that they took it out of the game. Now no balls and 2 strikes on Regas.
Lawrence is going to win easily over their township neighbor, Notre Dame. They're up 10-0 now in the bottom of the 7th.
A 2 from Skibbick, down and away. You can hear Chris Skolka, I believe, chirping from the Hopewell dugout, telling Skibbick to stop being too fine, and he's got a point.
Yeah, absolutely.
On top by 4 here.
Throw strikes. Challenge him. Let him hit it.
This one's flared foul. Some horizontal break on that slider.
Yeah, I mean, that last inning, I'm sure he had to be so frustrated watching his guys walk the first 3 batters with a 4-run lead and cost them 2 runs. You don't want to do that again. At least here, Nottingham's hitting their way on.
On a 1-2, Regas gets hit. And now they're loaded with nobody out once again for the cleanup man, Nick Gaglione.
Well, we said no lead is safe.
Now batting the first baseman, number 15, Nick Gaglione.
Well, Gaglione entered hitting 143 today. He's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Wouldn't Hopewell love to roll 2 again here.
That's how they were able to skirt their way around a big inning last inning. And the first pitch to Gaglione hits him in the back.
Wow.
The bases will remain loaded. Austin Wright will cross, and it's 10-7. That's a painful RBI for Gaglione.
Painful, but he'll take it. He's now the tying run on base.
Now batting the second baseman,
And
number
the go-ahead
13,
run
Alex
up
Alonso.
the plate.
There's no one warming up for Hopewell Valley, but Chris Skolka is going to walk on out to the mound, so we'll see if he brings in a position player, and that's what he's going to do. That'll be it for Nick Skibick. He's given up the run this inning, and all 3 out on the base paths are his responsibility. And it looks like the new pitcher for Hopewell Valley is going to be Nate Gross, the senior. We'll get you his numbers on the other side of this break here on WBCB.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. 1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Gross is at second.
Yes, we welcome you back here to WBCB. New pitcher is actually Chase Garrow, who's made 1 appearance this season. Went a scoreless inning in which he threw 16 pitches earlier in the year and struck out 1. Nick Gross takes over at second base. Jacob Shin moves from third to short, and moving from second to third is Dean Mantuano. Bases full of Northstars, 1 run home here in the inning. It's 10-7. The batter is Alex Alonso, who started this game on the mound. He's gone 1 for 2 at the plate with a run scored. First pitch from Garrow. Hops up there for ball 1. Alex Alonso is now hitting 3 consecutive games, longest hit streak of his career. 1-0. Again, way outside. It goes to the backstop, and everybody's going to hold up.
Boy, this is just frustrating as coaches, as players on the field defensively. You know, you want the ball, you want them to hit the ball, you want to be able to make a play, and you just got guys hitting people and walking people, and very frustrating. There's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, this inning has gone double, single, and 2 hit by pitches.
There you go.
Garrow grooves that one in there for strike 1. And give credit to Nottingham, too. A young team, very patient at the plate.
Sure.
Not feeling threatened, trailing by 4 runs on multiple occasions. So the 2-1 is another hit batter. That's 3 in a row. It's going to be 10-8. The bases will remain loaded with nobody out.
This is crazy.
Getting real dicey for the Bulldogs here in the 6th.
Oh, man, you
Batting
said
right
it.
Fielder number 8, Luca Gaglio.
3 straight hit batters. Are you kidding me?
I mean, this is a Hopewell pitching staff that had hit 5 total coming into this game. They've now hit the last 3 in a row. And we're going to get a mound visit here. And while we do, I'll remind you that Trenton Thunder Baseball returns for the 2025 season on Wednesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of our Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com. That's TrentonThunder.com. Or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Post-game firework nights, Tuesdays kids eat free. Wednesday dollar dog nights, Thirsty Thursdays, and pork roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, Big League Futures, Major League Fun. So base is full of Northstars. 2 runs have scored. Here's Luca Gaglione. Still nobody out here in the inning. And the first pitch to Gaglione is right down the middle for a called strike.
Got to get it. Yeah, you got to get ahead if you're the pitchers now. You got to get ahead. You can't just put more pressure on yourself trying to pitch behind in the count.
0-1. Below the knees, 1-1.
You know, and I'm sure Charlie Icano's telling his guys, make sure you wait to see a strike. Do not chase. Do not help these guys. They're all over the place right now.
Got Regas at third, Nick Gaglione at second, Alex Alonso at first. Grounded towards first base. Coming home with it is Echternacht for the first out. Makes a strong throw to his catcher, Ryan Otterbray. And there's 1 down, and that's a big first out for Hopewell Valley.
Oh, you're not kidding, Big. Holy cow.
Now batting the third baseman, number 1, Ethan Miller.
I mean, you know, one at a time, and just to get an out, was just so important there. Not just to get an out, but to stop a run from scoring. You got the lead runner down.
First pitch to Ethan Miller goes to the backstop, and again, there's basically no room back there, so everybody holds up.
They're back at double play depth now, and again, they'd love to turn 2.
Well, Ethan Miller did ground into that double play in the 5th. He's got a chance to make up for all of that right here.
Sure does.
The 1-0. At the knees, strike 1. It's a very congested-looking line score out there in right field. Not a whole lot of zeros.
A lot of crooked numbers.
Yeah, not a whole lot of ones either.
No, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
1-1 pitch. Little looper, back of second. Gross puts it away. And then, oh man, leaking off of second there was Alonso. Mantuano dives to get him.
Wow.
Somehow, some way, the Bulldogs turn the double play and get out of the inning, still on top by 2. A whirlwind of a 6th leads to the 7th inning with the Bulldogs on top 10-8. We're headed there next here on WBCB.
Hi, I'm Sean Spiller, President of the New Jersey Education Association. On behalf of the 200,000 educators in all of our public schools, we wish all of our student athletes the very best luck in today's competition. We would also like to recognize the students in our public schools who participate in extracurricular activities, like the school play, robotics class, or the marching band. New Jersey schools are #1 in the nation. When parents, schools, and educators work together, our students are the winners. New Jersey Education Association supports our great public schools.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. 1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Well, somehow, some way, we've made it to the 7th inning here from Nottingham with Hopewell Valley on top 10-8. Northstars had the bases loaded in that last inning with 1 out, and on a little looper back of second, Nick Gross put it away. The throw back in got away because out at second, Alex Alonso was about 75% of the way to third as he misjudged the ball. Mantuano, the third baseman, went and picked it up and tagged him out for your classic 4-5 double play.
Yeah, and Nate Gross just come into the game defensively. What a play by him to drift back and get that. For a minute, that ball looked like it might drop in. And Nate Gross got back there, and he threw wild, like Jordan just said. But, Mantuano coming over from third to back it up and then make the play on a diving Allen. It was pretty wild. Or Miller, I mean, not Allen. Thinking of Ethan Allen, the old furniture store.
Didn't think we were going to have an Ethan Allen poll on this broadcast, but we've had pretty much everything else, so why not?
Yeah.
1-2 to Adebre. Waited on it a while and fouls it off.
I'll tell you, it always seems like you get some long games out here at Nottingham. No matter who the coach is, no matter how good or not good the teams are.
1-2 is fouled straight back, and a fantastic job by our cameraman, Darnell, not to flinch on that.
Darnell. He's been through the wars.
He understands that there's some netting and then a whole window.
He claims he's not worried, even without the window.
This one's popped up. Back of second, who wants it? And it's Alex Alonso making the grab. And there's one down.
That was quite an adventure.
So here comes Dean Mantuano, who certainly had himself an interesting day.
Number 35, Dean Mantuano.
Both at the plate, on the base paths, and in the field.
Yeah.
First pitch to him from Nolan Farr is down and away.
And he's happy to be hitting 88 points higher as he steps up than he was when he came to this game.
1-0 is up around his neck area. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, Mantuano in the second inning was ruled out on runner's interference on a play that we went back and looked at, and we think the base umpire might not have gotten it correct, so he could have had 3 hits. Also a pair of singles, an RBI, or unscored.
Well, when you're scuffling, you take what you can get.
He takes a 4-pitch walk right here, so he's aboard with 1 down, and the batter will be Gavin McCaffrey.
Now batting the right fielder, number 28, Gavin McCaffrey.
McCaffrey today reached on an error. He's got a sac bunt, and he's hit into a fielder's choice.
That's just the 3rd walk given up by Nottingham, believe it or not. But 4 errors and 12 hits? No, 11 hits.
Yeah, it's kind of very similar offensive production for Hopewell Valley this time around against Nottingham compared to the last time these two teams met when they scored 13 runs on 15 hits. McCaffrey bunts it back to the pitcher Farr. He looks to second, doesn't have a play, and then McCaffrey beats it out at first.
That delay cost him.
I mean, at that point, if you're Nolan Farr, understanding you're down by 2, wasn't a great bunt. Got to believe the play is there probably to just take the out at first.
Yeah. Yeah, take the out at first and just try and get that third out. Although this guy's due, Jacob Shin.
You never thought we'd be saying that about Jacob Shin, right, who entered this game hitting over 440 at 448. He's squaring, and he pulls back, and the pitch is called a ball. Jacob Shin today 0 for 3. He has scored 2 runs. He's reached on an error and scored and walked and come around. He's got quite the wristband there with all the different all the different signs. Yeah. Takes a called strike, throw back to second, and everything stays put.
Yeah, that could be blinding to a pitcher, that wristband.
A lot of different colors on there. And he looks like he's got like 3 separate boxes.
It looks like a NFL coach's play chart as you get ready for the draft.
Oh, now they've got him picked off at second. Farr fires to third. They've got him in a rundown. This is well executed so far by Nottingham. And Hopewell Valley, they're able to take second there with Gavin McCaffrey advancing. I'll tell you what, for some of the tough defense that Nottingham has played today, they executed that rundown to perfection.
Yeah, but a good job by Mantuano to stay in the rundown to allow McCaffrey to get up to second. So you still do have that runner out in scoring position.
So after all that, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And McCaffrey at second for Jacob Shin. Looking to add on an insurance run here in the 7th. And now ahead 2 balls and 1 strike.
Notre Dame kicked up a little fuss in that 7th inning, but last I saw it was 10-3, and then the game went black when I went back. So I think I'm guessing the final was 10-3.
2-1 to Shin. High pop-up on the infield. Let's see who wants it. Gaglione puts it away. And that ends the inning. Nottingham trailing 10-8. They need 2 runs. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th here on WBCB.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties. Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Back here from Nottingham, where the North Star is looking for 2 runs here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 10-8. Chase Garrow goes back out to the mound, and one quick defensive change to let you know about. Gavin McCaffrey and Tyler Adamic just switched places from right to left, so Gavin McCaffrey is now in right field, and Adamic is out there in left, and it's going to be, I believe, a
Northstars, number 9,
pinch hitter.
Xavier Quinones.
And Xavier Quinones will pinch hit for Nolan Farr. as 8, 9, and 1 are due up here in the 7th. North Stars have scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings. For Quinones this season, just 4 at-bats. No hits. He's got an RBI. He's walked twice.
So Nottingham has 10 hits in this game. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've drawn 5 walks and been hit by 3 pitches. So they're getting on base. And 8 runs is a lot. It's just they've given up 10.
Yeah, they've certainly found creative ways to get on base and then creative ways to end up, I guess, off of base.
Yeah.
Making outs on the base paths. So first pitch to Quinones is taken for a called strike. Well, Hopewell Valley is looking to piece together this win, and they could find themselves in 3rd place when the day is done if everything else around the league goes according to plan for them. 0-1. Check swing, called a strike.
Garrow came in. First batter, he hit with the bases loaded, but then he got the fielder's choice and the pop out that resulted in the double play. So good job by Garrow in that last inning.
He wanted that pitch right there and didn't get it.
Yeah.
Ball and 2 strikes to count.
First batter, especially in his last inning with 2-run game, first batter is massive. Massive for both sides.
1-2. Quinones sends it in the air. Back of second, coming in on it is Lengel. Camped underneath of it is Jacob Shin, and he makes the grab for the first out. So 1 down, and here comes Luke
Now batting the
Formica.
left fielder, number 4, Luke Formica.
Luke Formica's got the gingerbread man sliding mitt in his back pocket.
I like it.
You know, he wants to use it, trying to get on base here and get the tying run up to the dish.
That face looks like the old Mr. Bill from Saturday Night Live. You ever see that on reruns, Mr. Bill? Oh no!
I've not, but I guess I don't have to now if I just look at the sliding.
It was back in the 70s, but it was hilarious.
A count now, a ball and 2 strikes on Formica, who's 1 for 3 with a single. He's driven in a run. The 1-2 from Garrow in the dirt. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Hit foul, we'll do it again. Formica looking to find any way on because Austin Wright is waiting on deck. And the way that he's been swinging the bat these last couple of weeks, especially in today's game, 3 for 3 with a pair of doubles. Trying to get him on with trying to get him up with a chance to do some damage. On a 2-2, Formica swings and misses. 2 quick outs for Chase Garrow. And here comes Austin Wright, and all he could do now is just extend the game.
Now batting the catcher, number 3,
Yeah,
Austin
you're right.
Wright.
That was huge. Get him out with Wright and Lippman both coming up. I mean, Lippman's not having a bad day himself. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. Bases loaded walk.
Just the 5th strikeout for Hopewell Valley pitching today. Wright takes off the outer edge for ball 1. Austin Wright today, 3 for 3. 2 runs scored, 2 doubles, and a walk. He's been on base all 4 times. And that one rides high for ball 2.
Yeah, tough last out if you're Hopewell.
Trying to keep the game going for the senior Aiden Lippman, the 2-0. Right there for strike 1. Ground ball softly towards third. Mantuano slipped, has it, fires across the diamond, and the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs hang on for a 10-8 victory over Nottingham. They've picked up back-to-back wins for the first time all season and improved to 4-5-1 overall, and they're back at 500 at 2-2-1 in CVC Colonial Division play.
Yeah, 3 wins in their last 4 games now. The bat's starting to roll. So entertaining game here today. And Jordan, I will see you the next time.
We'll see you the next time, Fish, as Hopewell Valley picks up the 2-run win, 10-8 is your final score here today. Our Italian People's Bakery player of the game, we'll go with Owen Lengel, who had 4 RBIs, going 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored. You can catch that interview shortly following the conclusion of this broadcast on our YouTube Shorts page. A broadcast today that was brought to you by Team Toyota, Kessel Dermatology, the Capital Health System, the Revere Restaurant, New Jersey Education Association, Saul Funeral Homes, the Hamilton Township Division of Health, Blend Restaurant, Haldeman Ford, the Hamilton Township Education Association, the Trenton Thunder, the Italian People's Bakery, the Trentonian, Hyundai of Trenton, the Hamilton Area YMCA, Chris Auto Body, and Mako of Ewing. One final time now for the entire crew. For my broadcast partner, Rich Fisher, Brianne O'Neill produced today's stream. Darnell Turner did the camera work. My name's Jordan Hirsch, saying thank you for watching, and have a great night, everybody.